So in the last class, we were talking about branching, right? We were discussing the concept of branching, why branches are important, and we have created some branch, and we have seen like a few basic commands like a git branch will list all the branches. Yesterday, we have created this feature B1 branch, which is cut from master, which is created from master, and then we merged those changes, integrated changes from this feature B1 branch to master. This is what we have seen, right? Today, let's proceed to look into few more advanced scenarios. Let's get started. And before I move on, any questions from anyone in this part? Have you all completed your hands-on on this? Okay. All right. Let me continue. So we are on master branch. You can see here on branch master and it's all good. Let's take up a new scenario. So for this scenario, I'm creating a file. Okay, let me create some file here. File 4.txt. I'm creating a new file. A file on master, a dummy content or a dummy line. So it says that it is untracked, right? You can see here it is showing as untracked. You can also check the status. This is the same concept. So we need to move it to the staging area. So let me add this file, move it to staging area. And now if you see the status, you can see like on branch master and changes to be committed. Just a second, please. Someone on the door. Yeah. So it is showing changes to be committed. Let us commit the changes. Git commit -m and changes on file 4. Okay. So you can see this. Now I just committed these changes. And we are sure, like yesterday we have checked, whatever changes I made here will not be available or visible on B1 branch, correct? Right? You can see the changes are like the working tree is clean. Okay, so now let us check that. We don't see this fourth commit. Okay, let me show you the new commit created here. Git log one line. So this shows the log of master, right? So you have fourth file, fourth commit. Okay. So this would not be available on B1. We can also check that. Let us switch to B1, git checkout B1, switch to B1. Oh, sorry. The branch name is feature B1. Okay. So we are switched to B1. Now, if you do ls, you don't have the third file. Also, if you check the log, I mean, fourth file, and you don't have that fourth, which is all as expected, that right? That's the expected functionality and it is working as expected and everything is good. Now, let's suppose I have some requirement. I want to make some changes on this feature branch, right? Let us make some changes on this feature branch. How can we make changes on this feature branch? Like everything, like whatever commands I run now will be applicable on B1 and every command, every concept remains irrespective of the branch, right? So let me create some file here and I have a requirement, like I need the same file here. So I'm creating it. Okay, so or else let me put file from B1 is the line here. Okay, done. So if you see the status again, like untracked file here. So let me add this. And then it is in the staging area. So you should commit those. Git commit -am B1 changes. Okay. So good. Now you can see its status, right? Like on branch feature B1 and everything is clean. Perfect. Now I have 4 files. I have its own commit as well here, right? So now suppose, okay, I am done with my changes on B1. Now I would like to integrate changes from this B1 to master. So what should we do? How to do that? What are the steps to do that? How to integrate changes from B1 to master. And what is it called as? Exactly, it's called as merge, right? First of all, to merge, let's go to destination branch. Here, the source branch is the branch from where we are getting the changes, so which is B1, and the destination is master. So let's go to master, which is the destination. So now let's integrate. The command is git merge source branch. Source branch is the B1 branch, and the destination branch is master. Correct? So this is the command even we used yesterday to integrate the changes. So if I run this, changes from feature branch would be integrated into master branch. So what happens now? Do you think it will merge smoothly? What happens now, do you think? Will the merge be successful? What happens? Okay, there were some couple of answers. Let me go through them. There were many answers saying that there would be a conflict. Please everyone respond in the Zoom chat. The Q&A panel is not handy to open. Okay, conflict. Okay, okay, conflicts. Okay, fine. Everyone is having an answer that there will be a conflict. Okay, first let me see. Let me run this command. See here, automatic merge failed. It cannot merge automatically. Fast forward or automatic merge, whichever happened yesterday, doesn't happen now. It failed. Conflict. Merge conflicts are there. Automatic merge. Fix the conflicts and then commit the result. It was asking us to fix this conflict and then commit the result. Right? So how do you fix the conflict? First of all, why do we get a conflict? Anyone? What are the reasons for the conflict? Automatic merge failed, fast forward merge failed, and it's showing a conflict. You have to fix the conflict. But what is the reason for conflict? Why do we get a conflict? Same file name says, okay, let me go through all of them. Changes in same line says Guru. Same file name says Saurav. Ranjit says same file name but different account. Same file name but different content. Sorry, different content. Which change to keep? Merge done from master. Might be same line changes in same file says Kumar. Okay, there is another response from Sudarshan. Same file name but with a different content. Okay. Yeah, majority of the answers would be like a same file name to certain extent, correct? Same file, different data. Okay. So it is correct to certain extent, but not completely. First, let us analyze what is the reason for the conflict. This is very important to understand because if you know like the reason for conflict, it will be helpful for you to resolve and to know the reasons for conflict, right? So let me take you over one second. I'm trying to grab my pen, which is stuck up. Okay. Okay. First, let us follow these steps to understand the reason for conflict. Let us assume I'm writing step by step. This is my master branch. This is the feature branch, B1 branch, right? This is the feature branch. Now, let's suppose these are the things we did. Okay. On master, we went here, created file 4 and made some commit here. Correct? This is what we did initially. Is this commit available on B1? Is this commit or the change available on B1 initially? Definitely no, right? Then we came to this feature branch. This is the second step we did. Again, created some file called file 4, made some commit B. So if you see the commit history of file 4 on this branch, commit history of file 4 is simply committed. On this B2, B1 branch, the commit history is simply picked. And now, when you are trying to merge, right? Let's suppose you are trying to merge. You are trying to integrate changes from B1 branch to master. If you are trying to integrate the changes from B1 to master, it's like you are bringing the entire, sorry, you are bringing the entire commit history here, right? Means from B1, like this is the source branch. This is the destination branch. So you are integrating changes from here means B should come and sit here, correct? Does that mean that you will override the changes of A? Or else will you just keep commit A and just ignore B, right? So Git has a confusion on what changes to keep. Because integrating changes means bringing changes from the source branch into destination branch. So when you are bringing changes from source branch to destination branch, when you are merging, you cannot just override the existing ones, correct? At the same time, you cannot ignore the incoming changes. Incoming changes means whichever coming from source branch. So Git has a confusion which changes to keep. It's all about the commits, not about the content, not about the same content or lines in the file and all. It's about, and when do you get this conflict? Same file and, right? It's mandatory. It's not if it is same file alone, you will not get a conflict. Same file and source branch, in our case, which is B1, is missing some commits, which are there on destination, Then you get a conflict. That's where you get a conflict. This is the reason for conflict. Source branch is missing some commitment. Source is not having this commit A. If source have got this commit A, let's suppose source have got this commit A. When you are merging, you don't get a conflict because A is already there. AB will come and sit into the destination branch. It would be all perfect. Got it, everyone? If it is for same file alone, you will not get a conflict. Let me show you. Actually, we did a similar one yesterday where we didn't get a conflict. Let me tell you. There were already some files, right? Let's say there is a committee. You created a branch. You created a branch means obviously committee is here on that file. Let's say on file 4. You created a branch. Then you made some commits on the same file. When you are merging here, would you get a conflict? Definitely no conflict scenario. Am I correct? Same file. This is also same file, let's say. Let's say it's a file 1. On file 1, you are making this commit B. Got the scenario, everyone understood the use case. This is the concept behind conflict. Generally, people think it's just some same file name, same content, same lines. It's not about the content, lines and all. Same file and the commits. It works with respect to the commits, right? So this is the concept, what happens at the back end during the conflicts. If you know this concept, you can resolve them easily. Am I clear? Got this point clear, everyone? Any questions? Confusions? Please use the Zoom chat, not the QA panel. Avinash requests you to please use the Zoom chat for the questions because Q&A panel is not handy, is not user-friendly to use. I have to open it each time when something is posted there. Kindly use the Zoom chat. So this is the reason for conflict. In our case, there is a file for committee is here, right? And that particular committee is not present in B1. Again, you made a new file and made a new commit B. So when you are merging this commit A is missing on the source, that's where you got a conflict. Source branch is missing some commits means this one. There is some commit called commit A on master. It's not available on B1 branch. You made another file here, or the same file here and then made commit B. So obviously this commit A is not there, right? That's what is meant by source branch, means B1 branch is missing commit A, which is there on destination, but it's not there on a source. In such cases, same file and both the points should satisfy. Same file and same commit on the same file. Right?
Yeah, yeah, Priti, one question. So basically, you're saying like in the future slash B1, we may miss A from the master branch, right? I mean destination branch. So when we create a new branch from the master, definitely all the files will be we see in the newly created branch, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So how these conflicts may arise are like, okay, so when we miss the commits, then there is a chance of conflict. But when we create a new branch from master, definitely we'll have all the files, right, in the newly created
And you will
branch.
make changes on this master, right? That's the scenario I started with today. Yeah, you created a branch, everything got copied. Later on, I went to master. I may create some files here. I
Okay,
create
we
file for commit A. That will not be there on
that will
B.
not be there. Okay, okay, yeah.
That's
Got it.
what I started the scenario with today.
Oh, I missed that point. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. Okay.
And Guru's question is, we should get commit history of A and B. We should get means it's not mandatory, you should get it. You may not get it in such scenarios. That's where you get a conflict. See, you should not look into something where you have to avoid a conflicts. Conflicts need not be avoided. Conflicts are not something you should avoid, you should overcome them. Conflicts are good to have. Because see, here you are getting a conflict because Git has a confusion which changes to keep, right? Because Git is after all a tool. Right? It's a tool. It can't make a decision which commit to keep, which commit to ignore. So it is giving a conflict. Means it's telling you, okay, this is what is happening. I had a confusion. I cannot take a decision. So it's telling you, rather than overwriting, rather than ignoring, it's telling you this is the way it is informing you there is a conflict. It's a good thing to have so that you will resolve it. Today I got a conflict within my own local. The same conflict will arise from someone else when we are working on remote. We will cover that part as well. I'll get same file might be modified by two different people when we go to remote. Concept is same again. Am I making sense? Hope I answered all the questions.
Yeah, Preeti. Just wanted to make sure that as the conflict happens due to that commit history, right? So we are stressing on that commit history, right?
Mm.
So I'm just clarifying that if the commit history is in B, there would be no conflict. That's what I meant
Yes,
to say.
yes. On the same file, like if you have some file for on both the branches, commit history on that particular file should be same on both the branches. You will not get any conflict. Okay. And yes, someone else raised the hand, Avinash. Any question? Can't hear you. So the second one is the no conflict scenario. I can't hear you if you are talking. Please unmute and check your mic. So this is the no conflict scenario. Same file, but the commit history is all available in the source, whichever is available on destination. On destination, it has got commit even that is available here, so no conflict. Right? So that is about the no conflict scenario. So we understood the reason for conflict, right? Why you are getting a conflict. Now let's see how to resolve it. See, whenever you get a conflict, if you open that particular file, which is file 4, see, this is the content looks like. Initially, this is the content from the current branch, means from the destination branch. This is the content from the source branch. And you can choose, because I am the owner of these files, I can decide which changes to keep, which changes to ignore, right? So I can decide now. So how do I decide? See, this VS Code, this is another advantage of using editors like VS Code. It will show you like accept current change, means I just want only these lines, or both, or incoming only. You have all of these options you can do. This is not, the VS Code editor provides you this option, right? Even in a notepad also, you will see the same content. Do you see that? But if the files are huge, it will be difficult to edit this way in a notepad, right? That's where this IDEs will help you, giving such options. Like if there are options which one you want to choose. This will help you easily to integrate the changes, right? So I'm going with both. I want to keep both the changes. I want to keep both the lines. So I'm deciding it by selecting this, accept both changes. So now you can see file modified, and I said whenever we modify a file, what should we do in Git? After modifying a file, what should we do?
We should add that changes.
That's what we have to do. Add and change git commit minus am resolve. That's how you resolve the conflict. You decide, means whenever you get a conflict, you edit the file with whatever changes you want to keep and commit the changes. That's all. Edit the file with whatever changes you want and commit the result. That's all. So now the file 4 on the destination master branch got both the lines. This is how you resolve the conflict. Everything is almost similar when you get a conflict with a remote with other person also. Concept is same. The steps to resolve are same with a little difference. We will discuss those scenarios as well. Okay. And another thing is, I have a question now. Let's say now this file 4 has both the lines. What do you think would be the content of file 4 on B1? What do you think will be the content of file 4 on B1?
It will be B1 change.
It will be
Will it also have both the lines?
No.
no, it will not have.
It will not have, because the destination branch will be affected. right? Not the not the source branch. Source branch will not be affected. See, in source branch file is having only this line, correct? Clear, everyone? So that is the thing, like how do you resolve the conflicts? This is very important. We'll come to the remote part as well, like how do you resolve it?
So, ma'am, file 4 to the master branch, you have done the changes, right? You have added the content
Mm.
just before.
Mm.
Okay.
Destination branch will be affected, right?
Yeah, master branch. Yeah.
So master branch is where you have both the lines. Saurav has a question. If we again merge the file from B1, then there will be no conflict. We are not, there is a correction again. We are not merging the files. Okay, first keep this in mind. We are not merging the files or changes. We'll merge the commits. Your merging means commits will be moved from your source branch to destination branch. It's already up to date. I did not make any changes in B1 now. So if I try to merge again, what will happen? It will tell you already up to date. There's nothing to merge now, right? I did not make any changes on B1 to integrate into master. Changes here means commits are always. Commits will be merged, not the files or the changes. When I say changes, I mean the commits. Clear everyone with this part? So this is about the conflicts and without conflicts. Again, like I'm telling you, we have conflict scenario on remote as well. At this point, I would like to remind you, we were still on this local. We did not go to remote yet. Okay, because there were few more things on local before we go to remote. We did not push our code to remote and made it available for others. We will do that. Okay, first, there were few more things. We'll also complete them. Then we'll also take up a conflict with the remote, conflict with others on remote. We'll take up that use case as well. Any more questions on this branching and the conflict part? If this much is clear, we'll go for a new topic called stash. Good to go. I appreciate your quick responses. Can I go on? Right. Thanks for confirmation. Now let's come to a concept called, let's get started with this concept called stash. So what is stash? To understand this, let's take up a simple scenario. Let's suppose you are on master branch, you're working on some changes, like you're making some changes on file 1, on file 2, and there came some priority task, some emergency task. Yes, please go on with your questions. You are allowed to unmute. Some of you I have already allowed with a hand raise. You can unmute and speak. Only conflict and merge covered from starting of today. I have joined bit late. Yes, that's what is covered. Yes, Surendra, please go on with your question. You can unmute and speak.
Sorry. Uh, how we can answer the question, what is the branching strategy in your project? Then how we can explain that scenario?
It will be Git workflow. Branching
Then,
strategy comes in when we talk about the CI/CD pipelines and when we go to remote. Branching strategy comes on the remote repository. So once we go there, we'll discuss it.
okay, fine. Thank you.
Also, though that branching strategy constitute your CI/CD pipelines. Yesterday, I have given an idea, right? Like an overview, like you have a master branch. From there, you'll have different branches for each environment and all. We'll
Yes,
discuss that again once we get to the remote.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So coming to this master, let's say I'm making some changes on file 1 and file 2, right? Then let's say I got some priority tasks from my manager asking me to make some changes on this file 3 and immediately commit this and move this to like I want to release this and move this to remote. So that's a priority task I had. But I'm working on this file 1 and file 2. I have to put this work on hold for some time and move to file 3, right? But whenever I'm making commits or merges, always the thumb rule is, right? The thumb rule is the repository should be clean. But if I have some work going on with the file 1 and file 2, it will keep on asking or it will keep on telling us to add and commit, right? It will always show us, right? These changes have to be moved to staging area and there it should be committed. But I don't want to add and commit because they are incomplete, right? They are incomplete. At the same time, I don't want to discard them because like half of the work is done. But I want to put them on hold for some time. That's where comes stash. Stash is like moving unstaged changes, right? Moving your unstaged changes into some temporary, virtual temporary shelves so that you can attend other priority tasks and complete your work. This is what is stash. And then getting your changes back from the temporary shelves to the working directory is called unstash. From temporary shelves to working directory. This is called unstash. Right? So this is called stash and unstash, moving your changes to the temporary shells and then moving those changes from temporary shells back to working directory and continue your incomplete work. This is called stash in simple, right? So there were different ways you can stash it, unstash it. There are again different types. You can stash like a partial stash or else you can stash by stash pop or stash apply. So there were different types in it. Let's get to the hands over on this. Let's go to some branch. I think I am on master branch. That should be fine. Anything is fine. Also, let me check the log. I just want to keep the log simple before proceeding for the next demo. I want to get rid of all these 4 commits. How to do that? How can we get rid of all these commits?
Reset.
Right? So git reset hard head tilde 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, okay. Oh, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Head
Head
get
4.
4, but why is this gone? Which branch I'm on? Its status.
You're on master branch.
Master only.
I'm on master branch. Head tilde 4 should remove first 4 means I expected this one and head should be on A66. But how come head came in here? It's looking strange to me.
Instead of tilde 4, you should have given the commit name till what we have removed.
But this should also work with the number of commits. Both are same, right? The giving the commit or the above commits.
But 4F should not be remote.
Hmm.
Uh, no, that second change also got removed. That should not be removed.
That's what I'm looking at. That's okay. We'll see. But let me make one more commit. Okay, let's have one more small change so that I'll have multiple files to show you stash. Okay, we'll figure it out later why it was having another one. Git add, git commit. Okay, so done. So now I should have two changes, two files. Okay, let's now get into the the stash part. Okay, I'm making some changes. It has got some unstaged change, and for this file as well, I'm adding this line. Both of them are having unstaged changes, right? If you see the status now, it will show you like changes not staged. Unstaged changes are here, right? So now, let's say I have some other priority tasks. I just want to clean up my repository and look it like it should show me like working tree is clean, right? But I have some incomplete changes. I can't add and commit them because they're incomplete. At the same time, I cannot discard them, right? So what to do? That's where stash comes in. The command is simply git stash. This command will move this unstaged changes into temporary shells. Let's check what happens. See, it says that saved the working directory. It says it saved it. And if you see, these files are not having those unstaged changes. Second line is not there. Did you notice it? So what happened to them? You can see them under git stash list. And you can see git stash show. Every stash will create the stash number. Stash begins with the indexing 0. You can have multiple stashes. So each stash index starts from 0. If you want to see what changes went in there. And by the way, git stash list will show you all that are stashed on temporary shells. Show command will show you what changes that were stashed. Right? It was showing like this, like these two changes has got some changes. Okay. And now, okay, fine. I got my repository clean. Firstly, check this as well. See, working tree is clean. I don't have any unstated changes. It's clean. Always, it's a best practice to keep your repository clean before you commit or before you push your changes to remote or before you merge. Right? That's the reason I have more done stash. Okay, fine. I have attended my priority task. Now I want to just bring the changes back. Like how to do that?
Unstash.
Git stash pop, that stash number. This is a way you unstash, right? You can unstash this way. So this will bring the changes from temporary shells back to the working directory. So do you see here at the back in the file explorer, you can see them. Also, you can see here. Now, if you see the status, it will show you it has got some unstated changes. Right? Also, the most important thing, stash pop will bring the changes back. Also, this message is important. Dropped this stash. Dropped this stash means deleted it from temporary shells. WIP means work in progress. Earlier, whenever you stash, you will see like work in progress is stashed, is saved there. Dropped means it has removed from temporary shells. It has cleaned the temporary shells. You can see that with stash list. It brought the changes back as well as it has unstashed. Clear, everyone? Understood this?
Uh, Ma'am, so when we do stash, so both the files, file 1 and file 2 will move to the temporary folder.
Unstaged changes of these files will move to the temporary, not
Temporary.
files. The unstaged changes of
Okay, so whatever we are not committed, so that will move to the temporary folder.
yeah.
Okay.
Unstaged changes will move to the temporary shells.
So if we stage, then we can't stash it. So that's
If you stay, this is for unstaged, see, this is for unstaged changes, not for staged changes. You have stash. See, already staged means you have already moved to staging area and local repository. Why should you put them on hold? You got the logic?
yeah. With respect to local, it is fine. I mean, okay, I will
It's
just check.
unstaged, right? So you don't want to commit them. You don't want to move them proceed further. So you will stash them. Already staged changes means they were already in staging area, means it's a preview, means you want to move them to local. That's why you move to staging. What is the point of putting them on hold? Got it?
So only unstaged one, we are supposed to stash that.
Yes.
Ma'am, also like when we do stash, so only the single ID, commit ID will generate, right? With the
Stash will not generate any ID. It's not committing. It's moving to temporary shells. It's not moving to staging area. Why will we get a commit generated for stash?
not commit, sorry, stash at the rate, 0, it will
Stash
generate
That is stash number. That's not commit ID. Stash number starts from indexing 0. That's a stash number.
stash number. Okay.
It's not committing. If you are committing, like it will go to staging area and local repository. This is not committing. You may stash multiple times, right? Each stash will have a stash number to identify that particular stash.
Okay.
See, you will stash either unstaged or untracked changes only, not the staged one. Staged one means ready to commit once. Why do you have to put them on hold? No reason for it, right? So you generally stash unstaged or untracked. Till now, whatever we are doing is for unstaged. Means it's not a new file. File is already in the staging area and local repository. Untracked also you can do same commands by using -u flag. Means git stash -u. So untracked changes also will be stashed. Suppose a new file is there, you made some modifications, it's in a working directory. But then if you want to put them on hold, then you can use git stash -u. Right? See, when I did unstash, I mean with the stash pop command, this command and the stash number, you got your changes back into working directory. And it also cleared the temporary shells.
Priti, one quick question.
Yes, please.
So if we switch out the branches, right? So still the stash will be there.
Yes, stash will be there. Stash is for repo level. Stash is a repo level. Now you don't have any stash, right? You don't have any stash now. Let me stash again. Right? This is what someone is asking, Rishi. Work in progress means it's work is still going on. That particular work in this directory is saved. Okay. Now git stash list. I can see here the stash number, work in progress on master, and this is what you see. Now if I go to feature B1, right, I'm switched to B1. See, stash is available. Stash is a repo level, not a branch level object. Right? Got it now?
Yeah, sure. Got it.
I'm going back to the other branch master now again. So I have some stash here. Right? How do you unstash again? How do you get the changes back? Stash pop apply. Sorry, git stash pop, right? There is another way to unstash, which is git stash apply. What is the difference between pop command and apply command? Let's see. Both will do the same, means both will unstash. So you got your changes back. But this dropped message is missing here. Do you notice that? Means it is not cleaning the temporary shelf. Apply will not clean the temporary shelves. It will still manage it on the temporary shelves. First, know the difference. I'll tell you when to use it. Got the difference between pop and apply? Pop and apply, both of these commands will bring the changes back to the working directories. But they'll both bring the changes back, but apply will not clean the temporary shells, whereas pop will delete the temporary shells, clean up from the temporary shells. It's because, see, you can use apply if you want to continue, means if you want to keep a copy so that you want to continue this incomplete work from some other branch. Like just now I have shown you, right? You may switch to some other branch. You also want to work on that particular branch from this work, incomplete work. That's where you can use this apply, so that a copy will remain there, so that you can get it from other branches, means you can unstash on other branches and continue on that incomplete or a pending work. Are we clear with the stash, pop and apply? So I have this here. Okay, let's suppose now I want to clean up these temporary shells as well. Git stash drop. Drop is explicitly deleting it from temporary shells. It will not unstash, means it will not bring back to working directory. Rather, it will just simply clean the temporary shells. Done. No push command with the stash, Rishi. Only committed changes can be pushed. Stash is always with unstaged or untracked changes. Okay, so now let us do one more thing. I have got the status. Again, I have got unstaged changes. Now, if I want to move them to temporary shells, git stash is the command. But let's suppose if I do this, whatever changes are unstaged, like it could be 2 files or 3 files, whatever it is, all the unstaged changes will be stashed. But let's suppose I just want to stash only one file. Let's say I want to stash only file 2, not file 1, right? So how do you do that? Stashing a specific file or a particular file will be with stash minus p. That's called partial stash or a specific stash. So when you run this command, it will prompt you on every file, right? Like when to stash. So here if you see file 1 is to be stashed or not, it's asking, I don't want to stash this, right? No. File 2 to be stashed or not? Yes. So see, this is how you can see. You can see file 1, like you are seeing this like this is not stashed because you're seeing all the unstaged changes here itself. It's not moved to temporary shells, right? Understood? So only one file is stashed, whichever you want. Okay. And let's say I want to stash this again. You can stash again because it's only one file anyhow. You can do simply stash. A separate stash will be created. Right? That's how you can have multiple stashes so that you can unstash whichever stash you want. Right? Those are the different ways you can stash. Now, if you want to unstash, stash, pop or apply depending on whether you want to maintain it on the temporary shells or not. Also, if you want to clear anything, delete anything, drop this particular stash ID. Right? You can do that so that that particular stash ID will be cleaned up. Or else, if you want to remove the entire stash list, I still have one more, right? I can delete, I can drop that particular one. Or else if you want to clear off the entire stash list, stash clear. It can clean up the complete stash list, right? So these are the different things you can do with your stash. Let me summarize. These concepts are cool, but initially, like many commands are there, you should memorize, and with practice, like you get hold of them. So git stash, what this command will do, it will move changes from working directory to some temporary shells. And then you have git stash pop. what this command will do, it will move from temporary shells to working directory plus clean the temporary shells, right? Then git stash apply. It will also bring changes to temporary shelves, but this will not, means it will keep a copy there. So it will not delete or clean up the temporary shells. Both are for unstash, right? And if you want to stash a particular file, git stash minus p, a specific file. This is called partial stash or a specific file if you want to stash. That's where this comes in. And then git stash drop, and you have to provide a stash number. So deletes a particular stash from list of stashes. Git stash clear will delete all stashes from the list or temporaries, but they will not unstash. Got the difference and clarity in these commands? It will not show, Rishi. He will not have history of which one is applied, which one is popped. No. This is for stash. These two commands are for unstash. These pink ones unstash. This is to clean the temporary shells. This is also to stash only, right? Partial stash. So first and fourth commands come into the same category. They are for stashing. Git stash particular file we just saw, Ajit. See, git stash minus p. I have nothing on stashes. If you have multiple files this way, right? So if you have to stash only one file, simply run git stash minus v. It will give you prompt on every file which one you have to stash. So see, this is the first file it's prompting. Do you want to stash this? Let's say, yes, I want to stash the second file. I don't want to stash file 2. Done. So you can see only one file is stashed. And if you see the stash list, only one particular file is stashed. You can see here, working directory is not clean. Still, you have this file to there. Later on again, if you want to stash, git stash. So now you have multiple stashes. Stash 0, stash 1, and so on. Yes, you can have multiple stashes, Rishi. This is how you have multiple stashes. You can also name them. There were some commands to save them with some names also. Like a stash 0, you can give a name as well.
So we can do n number of times, right? Like
Yes.
stashing. Even
Yes.
after doing the changes, also we can again stash and unstash.
Yes, you can.
If we do the same file, stashing and stashing, will it?
1 second. Git stash save should create some name for it. You have different options you can work around. So instead all non options, but we don't use them much. Yeah, tell me, you're saying something.
Yeah. So if we stash the same file, will it create again with the index 0, or like it will again, like it depends upon the number of stash we do?
Number of stash, like 0, 1. If you are again making some changes and stashing, it will be like another number.
Okay.
Not multiple entries on stash, but I mean multiple stashes of multiple entries. Multiple stashes of multiple entries. What does it mean? Multiple stashes of, this is multiple stash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 1 Multiple entries means like the same question he was asking, right? You make again change and again stash. Yes, you can do it. You can add again, make modifications again, you can do that. Any more questions on this part? This is your stash. Okay, this is stash 0. Within this, you cannot have multiple entries. This is index number shown starting from 0. This is not an array and you cannot include multiple into it. This particular stash will have a set of changes. It could be 1 file or 2 file, whatever, depending on how you stash. Earlier, I have only one single stash which has got multiple files, right? So it depends on how you are stashing. Yes, it has got multiple changes earlier. When file 1, file 2 both are like having unstaged changes, I stashed at that point. Right? Any other questions? Is the stash part clear? Do the complete hands-on. Whatever commands I'm using, you have there in the Google Drive, right? You can go through and do that thorough hands-on. On the lab assignments page on the website, not on the Google Drive. You have everything on the website. You can also go through it. If you stash a multiple for file 1 and unstash it one by one, which changes will be visible? If we stash a multiple for file 1 and unstash it, see, if we stash multiple, meaning there is a question from Ranjit. If we stash a multiple for file 1, let's suppose this is file 1. If you stash multiple times means you have got multiple changes each time you did a stash. And unstash it one by one, which changes will be visible. You are saying it right. You are unstashing by one. So whenever you unstash it, you will see the particular change. See, I would suggest you to do hands-on on these things. Okay, first do the hands-on on these things so that the scenarios would be clear what you are asking. First do hands-on from your end. Still having any question or stuck up there, let me know. Because these things, right, you have to visualize from your end. First in, last out for deletion, Rishi. Let's say here there were two changes are there. I mean, two stashes are there. If I do get a stash drop this one, right? It dropped it. And see, the other one has moved to the first place. It is up to how you delete. You can drop a particular stash, right? You can also drop this one. And randomly, you can also drop this one. If you have dropped the first one, the index number of the second one will be moved to this place. See, you don't need to work on the how these numbers are changing or how you have to manage these at the back end and all. We don't use this much to go into this depth of what happens to these index and all. The whole point is if you want to keep them on hold, do a stash, and that particular stash number, when you unstash, whatever changes stash during that particular number, you will get them back to the working directory. This is what you need to have clarity on. If you are deleting it, how the number changes and all, or like the backend process, we don't need to deep dive into it. But yes, when you can delete any random stash. Okay, if you have deleted this first one, second one will take the place of the first one. But how is it helping us? In what way? So you don't need to get into this deep dive on the numbering and all, because we don't use it in the real practice. Anyhow, so practice this. The commands are simple, but like you need a hands-on on this to have a more visibility. Any more questions? So this is about stash. If this is all clear, we have another advanced and the most interesting concept called rebase. Can I get into it, the rebase part, or still do you have any questions? All right, then thanks for confirmations. So now let's talk about rebase. Rebase is again a far advanced concept. First, we'll discuss that diagrammatically with the use case before we get into the hands-on for this, right? Let me show you. Let's take up a simple use case. Let's say there's a master branch. Okay, there were some bunch of commits like commit A, commit B on master. You created a branch here from master. Called B2. So obviously you will get the same commits here, right? So from then, like you created a branch, from then on parallel development is happening. Okay, here you made some commit called commit C. Here you made some commit D. So development is happening parallelly. But then there was some requirement, like I got to know I need this commit C also into B. So I want to integrate changes from master to B2. What is that called as? Integrating changes from one branch to another. What is that called as?
Merging.
Merging.
Right, this is called merge. We have just learned. And have you noticed what happens when you merge? What happens to the commit history? I mean, of course, yes, functionality wise, commit C will come into feature branch. And this is how the commit history would look like. Means whenever you are merging, the incoming changes would be added into the destination branch as a topmost commit. This is how you would look like. It would look like this. This is how it would look like, right? It would be added like a topmost commit, but that's not real, right? We did not make any latest commits in the current branch, but that's how it would look like. And this is in case of no conflict. There might be conflict scenario as well. In that case also, it would be the same, but this commit ID will be different. Something like this, right? Definitely there'll be a new commit ID added, but ID will be different. But whatever it is, a topmost commit ID will be added whenever you make a merge. Observe this. If you haven't noticed it, observe this during your hands-on. Today you are going to do hands-on on this conflicts and all, right? So do the hands-on or notices. This is what happens when you merge. But if this is the case, okay, then you would see commit history like this. These are from the parent branch, means from the main branch from where you created this. This is from child. This is again from parent, right? These are from the parent, child, again from parent. Whether it is a conflict or no conflict scenario, you will see the commit history, some of them from parent, some of them from the child, and at some point of time it would be confusing to understand which commits are coming from which branch. But yes, that's the ideal way, means that shows the parallel development, like whatever is happening. But let's suppose I want to have my log history clean. I want it to be linear, and I want to understand the commit history, like which changes are from which branch. So I want to have a clean linear log history. Then comes something called merge. This is also nothing but integrating changes from one branch to another. Functionality wise same, it does the same functionality like merge is doing, but it rewrites the log history. Your commit history would be this. Means your C will commence it in between B and D. Means ideally, it looks like as though you created a branch at point C. Means if someone have created a new branch at this point, means that's how the log history would look like, right? Let's assume they have created some branch called B4, right? Now from master. This is how their commit history would look like. On top of it, they would make some changes, correct? So that's how it looks like. Means initially, it will put all the parent commits, then the child commits. That's the linear clean log history. So you can understand, okay, all the initial commits are from parent, then everything from child. Right? It will not add it as a topmost commit into the current branch, because in the current branch, I did not make any topmost commit. Just because I'm integrating, I need not add this as a topmost one, right? So this is, of course, again, all the parent commits will be added as per the timestamp. Again, all the child commits added will be added as per the timestamp. But all the parent commits, then the child commits. So means it shows linear history, right? It shows linear development, but actually parallel development is happening. But this kind of commit history will show you linear development. In case if you want to avoid this topmost commit IDs because of merge, and if you want a clean linear log history, that's where this rebase comes in. Rebase. Actually, this is a typo. Okay, it's a rebase. Rebase is also a kind of merge. This is also a kind of merge. You are integrating changes from one branch to another branch, a kind of merge, but which rewrites the log history, which modifies the log history. Clear? Not a filter, it rewrites the log history. It's a kind of merge. It gives the same functionality. It's bringing changes from source branch to destination branch, but it aligns the log history this way. That's what is rebase. And rebase, the thumb rule is you should do this kind of rebase only for local branches. That's a thumb rule. Local branches means like you haven't pushed it to remote, you haven't made them public, you can do rebase. But if you have already pushed them to remote, don't rebase them because the log history might be messed up. Rewrite means changing the log history. Modifies the log history like this. Otherwise, it should be this way, right? Let's say reorders the log history. Maybe that can give you more clarity. It reorders the commits in the log history. That's what is rewrites the log history.
And if we commit it, it will have one more ID, right?
Committed. Which one is committed? One
If
more.
we commit the rebase feature,
Commit the rebase feature meaning?
so we
See,
just,
when you merge, what is
yeah,
meant to merge?
yeah, when you
For
merge it,
rebasing.
yeah, that will have a different commit ID, right?
You are talking about the topmost ones. If it's
Yeah,
a no conflict, same C will come here. If it's a conflict, there'll be something like X. Oh, you are talking about this one, I think. Okay, this commit ID, yes, this will be a different commit ID. Order will be same, but it will not be D. It will be something like, let's say something like Z. Yes, this ID will change. But the whole point is it's rewriting the commit history. ID may not be same, but the same commit message will be there like a D. Is this you're asking?
yeah, because there should be some point of difference.
Yes, yes. It will be, ID will be something like a G. So this
And
is about the rebase, a kind of merge, and the thumb rule is local branches only should be rebased. This is the actual concept of rebase, right? We don't use this kind of rebase much. Anyway, we will do the hands-on on this, but the point is we don't use this kind of rebase much in reality. Rather, we will use this rebase with pull. There is something called pull with rebase whenever we are pulling. That's where again it's a similar concept. So we will use this a lot. I'll cover this part as well. So this is much used, but to understand this better, you have this basic concept of rebase clear.
yeah, my next question is regarding that. I will just pause that.
Yeah,
It's not in the context.
yeah.
Thank you.
We don't use this much, but we will use rebase, pull with rebase from remote. That's more helpful for us in reality. So when we do history command, we see order of history changed, says Rishi. Rishi history command is a Linux command, right? It will show you the list of the Linux commands you are running. So that wouldn't be affected with this rebase. This is also another Linux command. If you are talking about history of the commits, you mean git log? Yes, git log will show you this order changed. That's what is your commit history got changed.
Pretty in the rebase, like when we do the commits, all the commits will be in the like when we updated, it will be in the same hierarchy structure, right? Uh, the
Yeah,
latest in the at the top, the latest commit at the top, and it's keep on like going in the same way, right?
great. All the child commits means if you are making changes in the child branch, those will be added as the topmost ones. But if you are getting something from the parent or the base branch, yes, they will be added as old commits. This is how they look like. Maybe if you want me to give in the linear order, first commit Z, C, V, A. Maybe the vertical order may make more sense. This is oldest one, right? This is the topmost one.
Yeah, but Z is a child one,
Topmost ones where you
topmost. Yeah,
current.
okay, got it.
We'll see this. Okay, this reordering also I'll show you. We'll see a thorough hands-on this. We can pick up this hands-on tomorrow. Today we have discussed the conflicts and the stash part, right? We can pick up this in the next class. Let me revise what we discussed today. Today we started with a merge with a conflict scenario. We deeply understood the reasons behind the conflict and how do you resolve it within our local repositories, right? But we got the clarity on the concept and resolving a conflict. Then we discussed about the stash part, stash different stashes, unstash different ways and all. Then we were talking about this rebase today. These are actually heavy concepts where you need to have a deep understanding on them, which is very important. Rebase is also like a merge. Functionality wise, it does the same. It will integrate changes from one branch to another. But if you don't want your source branch, I mean destination branch should not be affected with the topmost changes and you want to see a linear log history, you can go for this rebase.
Pretty in the VS Code, you're just opening directly the where the Git is installed folder, or like because yesterday I tried, it was getting permission denied. So I just install Git in one folder in the C users folder. You're just direct opening the Git folder in the VS Code to access this.
That's all. Yeah, go to file and open the folder, whichever you want to work with. This is my folder. And by the way, Git is installed not with respect to any folders. You have to just make sure Git is installed on your system and you can run the Git commands from anywhere.
Okay. Because whatever the other files in the folder we have, that is also we are getting in the untracked or unstaged. Uh, that is what getting.
Money. Come again, please. I could
Um,
not.
See, for example, if I open any folder that
Hmm?
is having some other files, like some other files,
Hmm.
whichever we have already in our system. So whenever we do git status, the other files also we are getting to untracked or unstaged. So
I think you might have done git init on the entire folder.
that's what that
Uh,
is.
you have to remove that one. You shouldn't do that. In that case, what you might have done is you might have done like, let's say on my desktop, if I do git init, all of them would be tracked, right? So you might have done a similar kind of thing in the same main folder. You should do git init on each of these. These are all different projects. I should do git init here. I should do git init here in each folder, not on the desktop, so that everything will be version controlled, all of this.
You should go to git demo. In your case, git demo, and you should do the git init.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Whichever is your project you want to version control, you have to go there and do that git init. And
Okay.
this is another example of git ignore file from developer's perspective. They're ignoring some PYC files and cache dependencies. And okay. Okay, coming back. So are you all able to access your LMS? How to undo init? Just remove that .git folder, Rishi. Go to that folder and remove that .git folder. There is a hidden folder called .git which would be generated whenever you do git init. So remove that folder so that it wouldn't be anymore a local repository and you will not be tracking it. So please check your LMS access. By now, every one of you should have the LMS access, right? So go and check your LMS access. Also, you should be added to a private, a separate WhatsApp group. Please check you are all added to the WhatsApp group. Do get started doing the hands-on, right? So you will have the recordings here. I believe everyone have got access to this by now. And you should be seeing your assignments here. Again, I'm showing you this because these are the new classes which where everyone might not be knowing the navigation where you see them. I want all of you to strictly follow these quiz, the assignments on day-to-day basis. As we deep dive into the tools, later on piling up the things and learning them would become difficult. Please complete your learning on daily basis so that by the end of the course, you would be ready to market yourself. Don't just keep the things piled up to learn them at the later after training. No, you should do it. You should start your learning from day one. So this is what we did today. This is a conflicts stash part. So don't worry about the class numbers. If class numbers are changed here and there, that could be because of the time frame we have and all. Here and there would be some small differences between the class numbers, what you see and what we cover in the class. But see the content and do the hands-on. Any more questions from anyone? Check the access. If you have any issues with the access, please ping Mr. Raj. And from tomorrow, I'll share you the new Zoom link. New Zoom link will be posted in the WhatsApp group, the private group, where you can register again, which needs a manual approval. Like for all the enrolled students, you can register there. We'll receive the approval. We'll approve them. Right? That will be the private Zoom classes from tomorrow. All right. Any other questions from anyone? By the end of the day, we'll share the new Zoom link from tomorrow's classes.
So in the WhatsApp, or that will be updated in the portal, Priti, Zoom link.
Zoom link, we'll put it in the WhatsApp as well as it will be in the portal also. Portal with the private access.
Okay.
You will have the Zoom link for private access and private registrations will be there from tomorrow. How to see help on Git bash? You mean the Git help? Git command and the help will do. Like let's say you want to see the help on any command, git log help. This command will do. I shared the command on the chat, Rishi. you have to go to the start menu and launch your git bash. Right, you will see your git bash. Any command help, this is how you should do. Git log or git stash, then hyphen help will take you to the git manual. Tomorrow we'll get started with this rebase scenario and go to the remote repositories. And there we will look into the remote conflicts on remote and the different things over there. Man pages will be open with this command, Rishi. Not the man command itself, but git help command will open the man pages. And also set up this VS Code editor. In the coming up classes, we'll be also seeing connecting this VS Code editor with our remote EC2 instances and all. So by then, just get used to it. Launch your VS Code editor and start using it. So that is all from my end for today. Anything else from your end? Any other queries? Anything else you have to ask? Yes, Sahil, yesterday's class recordings are updated, uploaded into the LMS. Please just check your LMS. Every day class recording will be uploaded. If anyone missed the class, you can watch the recording and get back if you have any queries on that. Please check your LMS. Or else if you see the YouTube playlist where you see the first class, the same playlist, all the recordings will be. They are on public access for now. From tomorrow, they'll be on private access. All right, then. Thank you all. Have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you all.